Hi everyone, how are you doing? Today's topic we have approximant and adverb. These are very small topics, so I thought of taking it together so that we can go ahead with our completion of syllabus. Approximant. What is an approximant? Approximant is the last of all the consonant sounds. We learnt about plosives, then fricatives, affricatives, nasals, and today we are dealing with the last topic, which is approximant. Approximants are consonant sounds that are produced by bringing one speech organ, such as the tongue and lips, close to another without actually touching it. Well, if you say L or L, R or R, Y and W, when I pronounce these sounds, my speech organs like tongue or lips are close to one another, but they don't touch it. So that's the speciality of an approximant. Let us look at the following examples so that we can have a better understanding of an approximant. An approximant sounds can come in the initial position, in medial position, and final position. So an L sound, which is L, like lamp or lid. The R sound, R, like rain or ribbon. The Y sound, yellow or union. Please remember it, though the symbol is like J, this is not the letter J. This is a phoneme symbol for Y. You can see here yellow, union, beauty, and pupil, pew. That means U. It's a Y sound. And W means W sound, water, one, always, squeeze. So approximants can come in initial position, medial position, and final position. So flower is in the medial position, the La sound. Stream or carrot, R, is in the medial position. And pupil, which I already said, U, is in the medial position. And W, always, W, W sound, is in the medial position. Rarely we have final position. Only thing where we can see the L sound in final position. We cannot see the rest of the three sounds in the final position. So call, L sound, is in the final position. So now you understand how these sounds have different position. Sometimes it may come in the initial or in the medial position, and also in the final position. Note the following with regards to these sounds and the letters that are often used to represent them in words. Now we should be very careful with some sounds and the letters and how they represent them in words. What are these sounds? L sound, R sound, or the letters L, R, Y, and W. So when these letters or sounds are used, we should be very careful. To understand, let us look into the first bullet point. The letter L is silent in certain words like talk, half. There is no L sound in these words. Yes, I'm not saying talk. I'm not saying half. I'm saying talk, half. I'm not saying calm. I'm saying calm. So there you go. The letter L is silent. The second point says when the letter R is followed by a consonant its R sound is unheard. What is a consonant? Apart from A, E, I, O, U, these are vowels. Rest of all the letters, 21 letters, are consonants. So if there is a consonant, okay, R is followed by a consonant, its sound R is unheard, like bark, curd. I'm not saying bark, I'm not saying curd, I'm just saying bark, curd, poach. When the letter R comes at the end of a word, its R sound is not produced in British English. Now, we have accents: British accent, American accent. We also have Indian accent. But let me tell you, students, all we need to do is, in the present scenario and situation, we all need to practice neutral accent so that you would be understood in any part of the world. So if R comes at the end of a word, R sound is not produced in British English, like better, car, fur, singer. I'm not saying better, car, I'm just saying car, fur, singer. So there you go. When the letter R comes at the end of a word, its R is not pronounced in British English. Next point. In British English, the sound of phoneme R is heard only when the R is followed by a vowel sound. What are the vowel sounds? 12 pure vowel sounds, which are monophthongs, or 8 diphthongs. As we know, we have already studied, there are 20 vowel sounds from A, E, I, O, U. So, in British English, the sound R is heard when the letter R is followed by a vowel sound, like break, drive. So when I say break, after R, I am saying ache. If I am saying drive, I. So when I am saying I, after R, it's a vowel sound. So break, drive, 100, rat. So the R sound is heard. Lastly, when the letter W is followed by the letter R, the W sound is unheard. If you see, after W, the letter R is coming. After W, the letter REN is coming. So, at that time, the W sound is unheard. Like, what is it? Wrong, wren, wriggle. So, I'm not saying warong, I'm not saying warin, I'm just saying wrong, wren, and wriggle. With this, we come to the end of our English phoneme sounds. In the first semester, we learned about vowel sounds, the 20 vowel sounds, and in the second semester, we have learned the consonant sounds, the 24 consonant sounds. So, with this, we conclude the phonemes class related to consonant sounds. The next topic today in our class is grammar. In grammar, we are learning about adverbs and the adverb type. So, let's look into the topic. Introduction to adverb, and we also have examples on the right side. Adverbs are words used to modify verbs, adjective, and other adverbs. They add meaning to the word they modify. What do you understand when I say modify? Now, some of you have brothers who modify their bike, or some of you know your friends who modify their nail paint. What does your brother do? He will take that new bike and add something extra so that it looks very vibrant. He may add a horn sound, or he may add some lightings. He already has the lightings to that bike, but he adds that extra lightings, and that horn sound is big compared to the original horn sound. Or you can take the example of your friends who do the nail art. The nail paint is normal, but they add some art to it. They add 2-3 colors, they add some patterns, they take 2-3 mixture of colors with some designs, and it becomes a modified nail art. In the same way, an adverb modifies 3 things: a verb, an adjective, and another adverb. They add meaning to the word they modify. Now you know the introduction and how they modify. If you look into these examples, you will clearly understand. First example is, the old man walks slowly. So adverb slowly modifies the verb walks. So what is the old man doing? Walking. And how is he walking? Slowly. So here walking is verb, that means action, and slowly is telling how he is walking. He is walking slow. So the first thing is done, an adverb modifies a verb. Next, this place is very peaceful. The adverb very is modifying the adjective peaceful. Now when I say place, place is a noun, and when I say peaceful, peaceful is an adjective. Why? This peaceful is telling about a noun, that is a place. So the second example is telling an adverb will modify an adjective. The third example, the news came quite suddenly. Now adverb quiet modifies the adverb suddenly. Now we need to understand something. The news came quite suddenly. Okay, came is a verb and suddenly is the adverb. Why? Came is talking about verb and it came suddenly. That means suddenly will become adverb. But when I say quiet, this quiet is modifying suddenly. This quiet has nothing to do with came. So we can clearly see here the news came quite suddenly, and the quiet adverb modifies another adverb suddenly. The last slide shows us about adverb type and tells us how it works, and there are examples to understand in a better way. So we have different adverb types. Adverb of manner, adverb of frequency, time, place, and degree. And what does it tell about? We'll look into it. First, adverb type of manner. It tells how something happens. How did this happen? How did that happen? Everyone has a question. So adverb type of manner says how something happens. She came in quickly. How did she come? We'll say she came in quickly. The adverb type of frequency tells how often some things happen. Some people have a habit. They often do it. They say it's a habit that I have developed it. It can be a good habit. It can be a bad habit. So adverb of frequency says how often something happens. She goes to the market daily. Some people are so health conscious that they want to purchase only fresh vegetables. They don't even want to store in their refrigerators. The third one, adverb of time, says when something happens. Everyone has a question. When did it happen? Sometimes the results are out. So they will say, when did it happen? So you will be asking when something has happened. So the example here says, students have a farewell party today. So when is it happening? What time is the farewell party? It's today. So it will tell us about the time. Next, adverb type of place. It says where something happens. Where something happens. Everyone will ask, where did it happen? So the example says here, he wants us to wait outside his room. Maybe someone wants you to wait. It can be an appointment with an official. So they want you to wait outside his room because he's already talking to another person. So adverb type of place says where something has happened. The last one, adverb type of degree. It tells us the intensity or degree of something. It will show us what intensity level, what degree this happened or something has happened. The example clearly illustrates this. The new shop is too far. He's telling the shop is not near, it's too far, I cannot go there. So it is telling the distance, the intensity. Here is I cannot go there because it's too far. So here the degree or the intensity of something is told here. Well, with this we conclude our two topics today about approximant and adverbs. We have also seen the adverb type of manner, frequency, time, place and degree. I hope you have a nice time doing the exercises that are there in your textbook. Thank you.